Okay, so thanks for jumping on. It was obviously very important. It's very bureaucratic, if you ask me. No fault of our own administration that we're required to do that, but nonetheless, we want to get that tidied up and let people get their back pay soon. So I'll just let the city clerk get us started.
Okay, thank you, Your Worship. Roll call is the first item, and all members of council are present with the exception of Councillor Chaboyer and Councillor Berry.
Thank you. Next item, please.
I would note, Your Worship, that notice was given on December 21st that we would be holding this special meeting to consider an expenditure from the Cumulative Benefits Reserve. And as we have quorum and proper notice was given, it's legal to proceed.
Very good. And then next item, please.
Is under the order of general business, Your Worship, the expenditure from the Cumulative Benefits Reserve.
Okay, we'll probably take a motion shortly, but maybe I'll give administration, either Linda or Val or Ron, to just highlight the issue. It's fairly straightforward, but go ahead, please.
Okay. So I'll speak now. So just a very brief summary of what's transpired in the past. So at the end of 2019 and 2020, subject to settling the CUPE collective agreement, the estimated budgeted funds for the potential wage increases were appropriated to the Cumulative Benefits Reserve. So the intention was to then transfer the funds back to general and utility operating funds in order to offset any retroactive increases that may have been included in pending settlement. And this would ensure that the current year's operations didn't have to absorb those unbudgeted payments. So then when the Personnel Committee report was presented at the November 15th council meeting, the subsequent council resolution to enter into that agreement with CUPE should have included a clause or a statement saying to transfer those funds from the Cumulative Benefits Reserve back into operations to offset those retroactive payments. And that portion of the resolution was inadvertently missed. So now we need to just have council's approval to make that transfer, which will result in only the increase applicable to 2021 being charged against the 2021 budget. So that's basically it in a nutshell.
Thank you very much. Before I invite a motion, are there any questions of Val or Linda for that matter? Councillor Luebke.
Thank you, Your Worship, through you to Val. Val, just so I kind of wrapping my head around this a little bit. So I look back on our reserve forecast for the 2021 budget, and there was 518,000 in that reserve. So as this money kind of wasn't reflected in that reserve, I'm just trying to wrap my head around where this is actually been residing, I guess, in that.
Okay, well, I'd have to know exactly which report you're looking at, but yeah, there should have been, like, those funds should have been reflected in that reserve.
Okay. So what would our, sorry, Your Worship, if I could, what would our reserve end up being once this is through, just out of curiosity?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Well, what will this reserve have in it once this is done, I guess is my question.
Oh. Can you hang on 2 minutes?
Bearing in mind, this isn't a kind of an ongoing reserve that we routinely keep, is it, Val? This was one set up to handle this situation, which may arise from time to time, but it's not something that we just keep populated, as I would understand.
Yes, we don't generally, appropriate funds to this reserve. I mean, obviously we have in the past because the reserve exists, and it's, it is used for sort of any kind of unplanned say, personnel issues. So once we take these funds out, the projected opening balance of that reserve will be not quite $150,000.
Okay, thank you. I think I saw Councillor Fawcett's hand up. Go ahead.
You know what? I'm good. It doesn't have an impact on the budget, really. It is just a little bit of housekeeping. It seems like, so no issue.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's kind of accounting.
Yeah, boring.
Okay, so I'm keeping my eyes peeled here. We haven't done a Teams for a little while. I didn't see any other hands up. So if everyone's satisfied with the information that administration has provided, I'd be glad to have a motion for this, please. Councillor Cameron, go ahead.
Oh, you're muted, Sean.
Oh, love it. The old pros.
I did it.
Took them all year.
First one, yeah. Could I get some help with the wording on it, Heather?
Certainly. Let me just pull it up here.
It's listed there that $754,875 be transferred from the cumulative benefits reserve to general and utility operations to offset the cost of retroactive QP wage payments processed in 2021 for 2019 and 2020, allocated as follows: general operating $582,900 and utility operating $171,975. Is that what you meant to say, Sean?
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Second. Sorry, Sean.
No, I was just going to say, I don't think our firewall's letting paperless council load for me. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. And could we have a seconder, please? Councillor Parker. Discussion. Not seeing any hands up. Again, that's largely an accounting matter that we just kind of missed originally. I will say also, Linda's on the call, and QP members may also be tuning in. We are still happy that we were able to come to an agreement, and I can tell you that just a few days ago we did have, which is sometimes a ceremony, but it was a little unceremonious, but we did have a contract signing occasion with the QP executive, myself and the city clerk, who are obliged to sign these. And so it's all signed, sealed, and delivered with the exception of this piece. And following that, administration will be free to make the allocations out to all of the individual staff who've been waiting, obviously, a number of years. So, okay, without any other questions then, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And
we're hooped about getting out of this meeting now, though.
Yeah, we can't. Neither are here.
True. All right. Well, let's talk among ourselves. And you got your Christmas shopping done, Jeff? Which Joe do you want? Guess we better not let that out of the.
Let's adjourn first, Your Worship.
All right. Any other business, Madam Clerk?
A motion to adjourn would be in order, Your Worship.
Okay, we'll see who's
I have an old vet.
creative. We got Councillor Desjardins and Councillor Fawcett. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Okay, again, thank you very much for jumping on. It was quick, but I know everybody's busy this time of year, and having to snag time is not always easy. So